Environmental pollution is not a new phenomenon, yet it remains the world's greatest problem and the leading environmental cause of morbidity and mortality. Regardless of our race, cultural varieties, or ethnicity, we're all part of the same world. For that reason, it is important for us to know the main causes that are damaging it. This is a topic I can provide reliable information in, as I am majoring in environmental policy and have taken classes in natural and earth sciences. This speech will provide you with the general information to understand environmental pollution as the introduction of pollutants to the environment that damage the planet. I will describe the causes of environmental pollution and its expanding effects in the planet, about the main different types of pollution, and about how pollution affects us economically and socially. What is environmental pollution and which are the environmental causes and effects it damages? Environmental pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment that poses a hazard to health and the usefulness of natural resources. The harmful materials which trigger environmental pollution are known as pollutants. Pollutants can be natural or created by human activity. Not all environmental pollution is easy to track down, as some are not from a single source. An example of a natural pollutant is a volcanic ash thrown into the atmosphere during a volcanic eruption. An example of pollution caused by human activity is the smoke from your car's engine. An example of single-source pollution is the oil spill caused by the Spanish multinational Repsol on the Peruvian coast in 2022. An example of non-point source pollution is urban runoff. Environmental pollution not only affects directly the place where it is caused, but rather it expands. Pollutants are carried by air, water, and living beings. One of the most affected layers of the earth is the atmosphere, which is being held because of the constant exposure to greenhouse gases. Ozone in the atmosphere warms climate, which destroys natural habitats and with it has caused species to go extinct. Until this moment, 77 animal species have gone extinct because of climate change. Now that we have knowledge about what environmental pollution is and the general effects to the environment, I'm going to clarify the main types of pollution. There are three major types of pollution: land pollution, air pollution, and water pollution. What is air pollution and what are its effects? Air pollution is caused by the release of harmful gases and aerosols into the Earth's atmosphere, which impacts human health. Within the most common air pollutants, we may find methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide. Also, carbon monoxide, which is produced by the burning of fossil fuels or natural matter. One of the effects of air pollution is acid rain, which can be dropped as rain, smog, or snow. Acid rain damages water, vegetation, and destroys construction. Another effect of air pollution is the production of haze, which obscures the sky. The last main effect of air pollution is ozone depletion, which is damaging of the ozone layer by human-made chemicals. Water pollution. Although the planet is composed mostly of water, 71% of the surface to be precise, only 1% of it is drinkable and accessible. Nevertheless, that water is constantly being polluted by chemicals. Water is a universal solvent. Therefore, every pollutant can be dissolved in it. Pesticides and fertilizers used in crops are transported into lakes and the ocean when it rains. Also, human usage pollutes water when using it in toilets and shower, or for example, when their business causes oil spills. Now, let's discuss land pollution and its main causes. Land pollution is one of the pollutions in which humankind have the most effect on. One of the main factors of land pollution is produced by plastic usage. In fact, 31 million tons of plastic enter the environment every year. The main causes are littering, urbanization, mining, and agriculture. Litter on land gets carried through air and wind and leads to non-potable water, polluted soil, habitat destruction, and animals extinction. Now that I have discussed the different types of environmental pollution, I will explain the main hazards it entails for human society. According to the World Health Organization, air pollution kills nearly 9 million people every year. The real effects of environmental pollution are not felt by countries in the first world, but rather by countries in the third world, where they are exposed to particle pollution, toxic pollutants, and coexist with smoke. Because of environmental pollution, most of the air and water humans consume are unhealthy, and they exceed the guidelines limits established by the World Health Organization. The most polluted countries in the world are India, China, and Pakistan. They are all belonging to the Asian continent. The people most affected by environmental pollution are minority groups, such as the elderly, people of color, people living in conditions of poverty, and people with health conditions. In America, 72 million people of color live in counties that receive at least one failing grade for ozone and particle pollution. The conditions that elevate health risks when living in a polluted area are asthma, pregnancy, lung cancer, cardiovascular disease, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Air quality highly triggers an asthma attack because pollutants irritate the airways and cause breathing problems. When people age, their bodies are less capable of defending from environment because their immune system is weaker. This means they must use more medication and regularly attend a doctor's office, which in the long term affects their economic wealth. In conclusion, throughout this speech we have covered what environmental pollution stands for, all the way to how this phenomenon disproportionately affects societies and health. We now understand that pollutants are damaging agents of the environment, that there are three types of environmental pollution, and that environmental pollution primarily attacks minority groups. Overall, this speech has provided you with the general information to understand environmental pollution as the introduction of pollutants into the atmosphere that consequently deteriorate the planet. As of now, there has been a big push to mitigate the effects of environmental pollution, but it remains to be seen how the governments will enforce environmental policies. Thank you.